Slave to the rhythm. Slave to the rhythm.
Welcome to a very busy Wembley Conference Centre for an international competition of rhythmic gymnastics. Just the second time the event's been held, but this specialised branch of the sport is becoming increasingly popular. It's already recognised as an Olympic sport, and it's one of the few sports which is purely for women. Well, today we'll be seeing competitors from 8 different countries, 12 in all, including our own British champion, Lorraine Priest, and last year's title holder, Jacqueline Levy of Coventry, as well as gymnasts from the Soviet Union, France and Spain, and from the country that's produced the world's best, Bulgaria. And in case you think you're seeing double, Bulgaria is represented this year by 15-year-old twins from Sofia, Adriana and Camelia Dubnashki, both tipped to do well. Well, let me explain a bit what the sport's all about and the competition itself. We're not using the hoop today, but we will see each competitor taking part in 4 different routines with the different apparatus. The rope, usually made of hemp, is used in different lengths depending on the height of the gymnast for throwing, swinging, skipping, rapping and jumping. The ball, specially made for the sport in rubber or plastic, weighs the equivalent of a small bag of sugar, and it's used for throwing, bouncing, balancing, spinning and rolling. The pair of clubs, which is probably the most difficult discipline to master, the clubs can be thrown either separately or together, and the ribbon, certainly the most eye-catching of all, 6 meters long, and it must be kept moving in twists or spirals or loops all the time, and like all the apparatus, should be used as an extension of the body. Well as looking at technical ability, the judges will be judging the performances on the good use of floor space, gracefulness, and on the individual's interpretation of the music. So it sounds like a great competition to look forward to. Let's join our commentators, Monica Phelps and John Taylor.
Adriana Dunavska from Bulgaria, 16-year-old sister, her twin sister, also in the competition, one of the favorites. Immediately you can see, typical of the Bulgarians, of course, the world leaders in this sport, they pile so much into one exercise.
Just a little breathing space, and then we'll move on to the faster sequences. Very, very complicated work. And tremendous personality. Elegance personified here.
Oh, and a beautiful, beautiful exercise from Adriana Dunavska. I didn't spot any faults there. Sometimes difficult to tell as they get into such complicated raveling of the rope around the body, but that was beautiful. It all unraveled correctly, and I'm sure that's a tremendous start for her. Just slow down a little. We can see just how difficult it is to keep the tension on this rope. Timing there of the coiling and uncoiling with the legs, and then the precision of the doubling up. The gymnast expected to double and even quarter the rope. There, ready again, and straight into another movement. And there's a score, 9.6.
And to start her competition with the ball exercise from the Soviet Union, Marina Lubash. And she'll have watched very carefully Adriana Dunavska's performance, because there'll be tremendous competition between the Soviets and the Bulgarians in this championship.
Absolute precision there. Full extension as she caught the ball there. Marina Lobac has competed against the Bulgarian Dunavska twins twice before in competition. She's beaten them on both occasions, but it's always been very tight, so no mistakes.
Although, John, earlier in the routine I saw her miss out a very difficult catch that she was preparing in training, so obviously she's playing safe.
And it won't be surprising for you to learn that she started as a classical ballet student and came into the sport through that route.
And this is Marina Lobac, and this is true poetry in slow motion. Just look at all of the movements, the facial expressions. And she really has the timing of that ball absolutely accurate. The ball passing over all parts of her body, right down the arm. A lovely routine and a very good score, 9.6.
Eva Popotrendovska from Czechoslovakia, 15 years old.
Truly feminine sport, one of the few sports where the gymnasts can really portray their femininity. Pretty coloured leotards and matching ropes. A very startling little performance, and in fact the youngest here today.
There, the double roll before the recatch. It's what determines to a large extent the difficulty of the movement. And there, a very chirpy exercise, compact little gymnast, not with the grace of perhaps the Bulgarian or Russian girls, but a beautifully choreographed exercise to make the most of her personality. Camelia Dunavska from Bulgaria. In results in national competitions, she's generally finished just behind her sister. They train together, very, very friendly as you'd expect sisters to be, but at this occasion, deadly rivals.
But I'm pleased to say that they've worn differently at us for the championship. We've had terrible time in the warm-up trying to tell them apart. just look at that mobility. What a position to finish the routine in. Obviously comfortable for her.
The start of Camelia's exercise, always the gymnast will put in these early throws. They're expected to work on all sorts of planes. Look at that beautiful roll and ready exactly in position for the recatch. A score 9.65, that gives her the lead.
So the competition's already well underway. With me at the moment is the current British champion, Lorraine Priest. Lorraine, it's looking pretty fierce, isn't it?
It is looking very fierce at the moment. The Russian girls working well, and the two Bulgarians, of course, so I think they'll be fighting for the medals.
Are we closing the gap at all?
I hope so. I hope that's what we can do today, just close the gap and maybe score higher than we have done.
And how difficult is it for you to remember 4 different routines all the time?
It's not really very difficult because I am practicing them every day, so it just comes naturally. Just worrying about catching them, that's the problem.
Now, I know you're a PE student at Loughborough, so obviously you do other sports, basketball, hockey and so on, but how much training do you have to do for this sport?
Well, I fit all my training in midweek in between lectures, so it is quite tiring, but it's all right because the facilities are good there. So.
And before a big competition like this?
Just the same, just training.
Now, I know you started out in the more traditional artistic gymnastics.
Yes.
Would you ever go back to it now?
No, not now. I always preferred floor when I did artistic gymnastics, so rhythmic's just ideal, really.
Well, Lorraine, thank you very much, and good luck today.
Thank you very much.
Nuria Salido from Spain. One of the oldest competitors here, 20 years old. Cheated that catch a little bit, took the ball and then went back into the extension position.
Nuria will be very keen to do better than her performance in last year's international rhythmic competition in Great Britain, where she came 12th out of 12 performers.
She had a disastrous start to that competition, going much better today. No major faults so far, and therefore the confidence building. That whistle just signifies 5 seconds to go, and she finishes within that time.
And a tremendous welcome to British champion Lorraine Priest. Very pretty dress, nice pale blue leotard and matching ball. This is her first piece of apparatus in this championship. As you can imagine, to get such precision in their work, the girls have to train every day. Perfect routine there from Lorraine Priest. But of course, remember, she has tremendous competition from the world leaders, the Bulgarians and the Russians in this competition.
So the positions at the end of round one, no great surprises. Camelia Dunashka of Bulgaria in the lead, with her twin sister Adriana lying joint second, alongside the Russian Marina Lobach. And 4 points behind, a bit of catching up to do, two of the British hopes, Jacqueline Levy and Lorraine Priest, and Marina Martin of Spain and her teammate Nuria Salido, all on 9.2.
Marina Lobach from the Soviet Union, joint second after the first round. 9.6 for her ball exercise.
This girl really has tremendous personality.
This is a bit special. She was the silver medalist with this piece of apparatus in the World Championships in Valladolid in September.
All of the waves and ripples of the body are one of the types of movements that the judges are looking for. Body waves and curves and bends.
Exploit her amazing suppleness. You're saying, Monica, you think she's probably the most supple person you've ever seen when she was warming up?
Oh yes, at one point I thought that her legs were going to come out. She was so incredibly supple.
Marvellous exercise there from Marina Lobach. Now, can that pull her up into first place? Marina, the silver medalist in the World Championships. Look at the control that she's got over that rope. Total confidence in her use of the rope so that she can concentrate on these beautiful body positions. Comes out of the roll exactly where she expects it to be. And 9.65 for her. That gives her a share of the lead.
These Bulgarians, very precise in their balletic movements. Before they start to train on the floor, they spend a good half an hour going through their first, second, third, fourth positions in ballet.
Music out, they've got their own pianist over with them, and even the Russian girl is working to tapes in this competition. Sensational throws and catches there from Adriana Dunashka. Beautiful extension in everything she did.
And just look at the elegance involved here. Tremendous personality coming through, demonstrating unbelievable suppleness, and just look at the height of that throw into a leap and catching in absolute brilliance. Beautiful work and a lovely score there, 9.6. Eva Popotrandowska scored 9.1 on her routine, the rope, which is her first routine, and I'm sure she'll be disappointed with that score.
Trandowska is never going to emulate the grace and the elegance of the Russian and the Bulgarian girls. She's just got the wrong shaped body, but she's got a lot of personality and uses her exercise well to bring that out to the full.
She actually started off in artistic gymnastics, and that to me looks the type of sport that would suit her best.
Jackie Levy from Great Britain, her second piece of apparatus, the ball exercise, neck and neck with Lorraine Priest, the British champion at the moment. They both scored 9.2 for their first round. Providing it doesn't go through the vertical.
Jackie at 20 looking very good. She seems to me to have improved since last year, and the stresses and strains on the body aren't quite so great as in artistic gymnastics. Slight error there, miscaught the ball. They mustn't look depressed, they must carry on.
Well, one major mistake there, but a good exercise from Jacqueline Levy.
You can see there the ball being held on the palm of the hand, not gripped, into the throw, showing a shape, and catching it straight into a roll across the chest. Some very complicated work here. A second throw and catching the ball almost out of sight. And not such a good score there for Jackie, 9.15.
Kamelia Dunavshka, the competition leader after the first round, she scored 9.65 for her rope exercise. And to hold on to the lead, she'll need to repeat that because it's very tight at the top. Her sister, 0.05 behind her, with Maria Lovac from the Soviet Union.
And here with this down-tempo routine to open with, really selling her beauty. Just look at that control.
Lovely timing and precision there.
And a real swan-like routine from a very graceful lady.
And at the end of the second round, the two Bulgarians and the Russian battling it out for first place, but Kamelia Dunavshka retaining her lead, just ahead of Marina Lobac of the Soviet Union, and in third place, the other half of the Bulgarian duo, Adriana. Muriel Salido of Spain is lying 4th, and 2 of the British hopes, Jacqueline Levy and Lorraine Priest, are tying for 5th place. It could all change, though. The clubs and the most spectacular piece of apparatus, the ribbon, still to come, so join us after the break. And welcome back to the Wembley Conference Centre, where we're halfway through our international competition of rhythmic gymnastics. Let me remind you of the positions at the halfway stage. The Bulgarian Kamelia Lunashka in first place, just ahead of Marina Lobac of the Soviet Union, and her twin sister, the other Bulgarian, Adriana Dubnashka, in 3rd place. Nuria Salido of Spain is lying 4th, and 2 of the British hopes, Jacqueline Levy and Lorraine Priest, are tying for 5th place. 2 rounds still to come, though, the ribbon, and the most difficult of all the pieces of apparatus to master, the clubs. So back now to Monica and John.
As we expected, the 2 Bulgarian girls and the Soviet girl well clear in the first 3 positions, but Adriana Dunavska here, down in 3rd place at the moment. And in her own personal battle, that certainly won't be where she sees herself. Always finished in front of her sister in major competition so far. Monica, the club's certainly the most dynamic piece of apparatus.
Oh yes, I think the degree of concentration that the girls have to put in also makes it a better performed piece of apparatus.
Complex movements, not doing the same thing with both clubs, breaking down the movements, much more difficult. And those throws, the lights above the floor area, 38 feet high, but the club's going nearly all the way up to them, but that's a brilliant exercise from Adriana Dunavska. Clubs, of course, change the tempo of the gymnastics totally. Adriana, look at the rolls there. Plenty of time there for the catches. Even at the end of her routine, she must be getting tired. But still the smile, a lot of panache, and that lovely little finish. And she keeps it going, 9.6.
And Russia's Marina Lobac. She's lying in 2nd place, only 0.05 behind the leader. A very elegant gymnast. Even wearing a leotard to suit her stately elegance.
That ribbon, 6 meters long.
Unfortunately dropped the ribbon, but did she pick it up quickly?
Well, that a bad mistake from her. So, show her quality. She recently beat Dalia Kukayata, the Soviet #1 in the Soviet Cup.
Marina really is a superbly elegant gymnast. A perfect build, and her ballet background works perfectly towards her high scoring. She really does handle the apparatus well, no matter what it is. Just watch the timing as she comes in for this catch, and the beautiful high split leap, tremendously wide. Then a second release, but this is where she misses it. She just goes towards it, slips through her fingers, but watch the speed with which she recovers. Onto the ribbon, and she flings it back up into the air and carries on very, very quickly. Unfortunately, the scores dropped only 9.5. Czechoslovakia's Eva Popatrandoska really having quite a disappointing competition. She looked so vivacious in training, but obviously a little bit nervous, and compared with the taller, elegant girls, not pleasing the judges. Down in 7th place, so she really has quite a lot of work to do if she wants to get up into the medals. A very high throw and well caught. Very apparent that these girls enjoy their sport. This comes over in their attitude and their smile during their movements.
Camelia Dunavska, the competition leader. She's ranked 5th in Bulgaria, one behind her sister, and of course the 3 great Bulgarians who dominated the sport, Dilyana Georgieva and Lilia Ignatova and Anilia Rolenkova, the 1, 2 and 3.
This is a very dramatic routine though, John. She could get a good score here.
Well, it certainly was dynamic, a tremendous exercise. Watched her do it in practice 3 or 4 times, and she did it just as well there in the competition. Well, this could be Camelia's day, everything going right for her. Beautiful, intricate movements, lived a little bit in the shadow of her sister. They've been great rivals, but it's always been Adriana who's come out on top. At the moment, she's leading, and with this beautiful, intricate work, lovely, expressive face. No problems with the catch, total confidence, and into the big throw. Different heights on the clubs, again, total judgment, and straight into another move. And she's kept that going to 9.7. She must still keep the lead with that.
And Lorraine Priest really getting a welcome from the audience here at the conference centre. Lots of would-be rhythmic gymnasts in the audience trying to pick up hints from the real stars.
It's an interesting competition for Lorraine. She's locked in battle, dead level with Jackie Levy, her great rival, who she's overtaken to become the British #1 in the last year or so. And just in front of them, Nuria Salido. I think they'll both want to overtake her, and if they can't get into the medals, they want to be the top Western Europeans.
Of course, last year Jackie Levy was 4th, so perhaps Lorraine Priest's aiming to equal Jackie's performance last year. Allowed to keep that ribbon still just on the final balance. A very good routine there from Britain's Lorraine Priest.
Nuria Salido from Spain, ahead of the two British girls, Jackie Levy and Lorraine Priest, after 2 rotations.
Working very well today. Obviously out to forget that bad memory of last year where she made so many errors.
With that move where you bounce the stick off the floor carpet. She just got it wrong and made the slip. Big smile, but I wonder whether that's going to allow Lorraine Priest to creep through. Jacqueline Levy down in 6th place, coming into this last round for her. The last piece of apparatus, the ribbon. She's 0.1 behind Lorraine Priest and 0.3 behind Nuria Salido. Just very carefully getting her start position correct, getting the tension of the ribbon correct. Bounce off the floor, all the early work done from the end of the ribbon, and now she's caught the stick. a complete disaster there. Really got that throw just 10 seconds from the end of the routine. Totally wrong. Adriana Dunovska from Bulgaria in second place. She's 0.2 behind her sister. A lot to do, but a beautiful rhythm worker.
And that could cost her. She dropped the apparatus. Can she regain her confidence? This is the most important part of the exercise. Still complicated throws and catches to come.
Bulgarians took the first 3 places in this inaugural international rhythmic gymnastics competition last year. At the moment, the Gymnastica twins in 1 and 2 to keep that going.
A very dramatic finish. Just let's wait and see whether that drop of the apparatus has cost her the silver medal. And Adriana had some really fabulous stuff at the beginning of this routine, keeping the ribbon moving all the time. The throws were really high. The dance was immaculate in between the throws and catches, catching first at one end and throwing it from the tail. But then she throws it just out of reach. You can see it drifting away from her, and she misses it. It slides through her fingers, and that took away any chance of a gold medal performance for her. And there's the score, only 9.45. And British champion Lorraine Priest in 5th position. So this, her last routine with clubs, is very, very important to her. She's got to try and jump ahead of Naraya Solido. Lorraine really is on good form, and she's looking very confident.
So far, must keep that apparatus moving. Well, as you said, Monica, she looks very confident. I'm sure that came through to the judges. I'm sure she'll score well on that one.
Yes, it was really an excellent routine, and the kids in the audience enjoyed it anyway.
Lorraine, looking confident. Very important to give the judges the feeling that you're happy and absolutely confident of what you're doing. Gets the first throws away. Not doing anything very intricate with her body movements between the throws, but still going well until she goes into this little intricate bit by her difficult catches, suddenly loses it, and there the club gets away, and that really prevents any chance of her moving up into 4th position above Solido, and her score 9.2. Camelia Dunavska from Bulgaria, leader in the competition, knows exactly what she has to do. She needs 9.5. Rated number 5 in Bulgaria.
Very expressive performer, and of course the routine packed with difficulty.
Lovely extension. She was right in position and had time to stretch to her full to show her position to its best. Take it. I'm sure that's won her this international championship.
And here's the wind-up for the throw from the ribbon. Look at the height, almost 30 feet into the air. And she travels across the floor and catches it absolutely perfectly. A beautiful routine, and there's the score, 9.7. That clinches the gold.
From Bulgaria, Camelia Dunavska.
The winner of the 1985 BAGA International Rhythmic Gymnastics Competition, Camelia Dunavska from Bulgaria, kisses her twin sister, who finished in 3rd place, and in 2nd place there, Marina Lobac from the Soviet Union, managing to split the 2 Bulgarian girls. A great breakthrough for Camelia Dunavska. First time that she's beaten Lobac. They competed against each other in 2 big internationals before, and each time the Russian girl has beaten her.
So our congratulations to Camelia Dunavska of Bulgaria for winning performances from her this afternoon. She doesn't really understand English, but I think she's just learned what the word congratulations is all about. Very happy with today's performance?
Yes, very happy.
Well, all the best from all of us, and of course all the best too to our other winners today and to the British girls who had fine performances. Now, if you've enjoyed today just as much as we have, perhaps you'd like to look forward to another major international gymnastics competition. That's at Wembley Arena next month. It's the more traditional artistic gymnastics. It's on the 21st of December. We'll have live coverage on ITV. For now, from us all at the Wembley Conference Centre, there's an awful lot of fans around me ready to wish these girls all the best. Thank you for joining us. Bye-bye.